Hello and welcome. Hello and welcome. Thank you all so much for being here. Welcome to another episode of Deportation Defense Live. Thank you so much for joining me here today. My name is Otis Landerholm. I'm the founding attorney here at Landerholm Immigration, A.P.C, where we fight for your American dream. Today I'm going to be talking about in some instances, even though a person has won their green card, it's still not advisable that they travel. So my theme is, I won my green card, but I can't travel? Like, why not? Why not? Why can't I? I want to talk that through. So welcome, everyone, and thank you so much for being here. Remember, the Deportation Defense Live is here to train, teach, inspire, and empower immigrants who are facing deportation to make the most out of immigration laws, to make the most out of their lives, and to win their cases. And are you facing removal in immigration court, or do you know someone who's facing removal in immigration court? Because if so, you know that it is not easy. It is an uphill battle. The laws are against us. And here at the Deportation Defense Live, we are here to maximize your chances of winning that case. Today our theme is, I won my green card, but I can't travel. Why not? Let's talk about that situation. That is a scenario that does happen sometimes, not to everyone, but to some people. And so I want to talk it through. And as I'm talking about it, if you have questions about your situation, please feel free to submit them. I'll do my best to answer them live. That's part of what this live session is all about. Okay? So thanks everyone for tuning in. As always, I like to start with a brief empowerment tip. Okay? My tip this morning is to challenge yourself to be comfortable looking foolish or stupid. Challenge yourself to be comfortable looking foolish or stupid. And the reason I say that is because there's so much judgment in the world today. It's like no matter what we do, someone is going to think, oh, he or she is stupid. Okay? And it's like, so what? Are you going to let that stop you? Are you going to let that stop you? And the tip is, don't allow the opinions of others to stop you from achieving what you want. The opinions of your parents. There are people that love you that think that what you're doing is stupid or dangerous or risky or whatever. And it's like, if you know that what you're doing is for your, you want to see what you're capable of in your life, you want to see, or try something or do something to put yourself out there, like, if that's your life seeking fulfillment, like, don't let the opinions of others stop you from achieving it. Don't let the opinions of others stop you from even trying it. And don't allow the opinions of yourself to stop you from trying it, which we judge ourselves so harshly often. Like, challenge yourself, put yourself out there, go for it, and don't be inhibited by those negative opinions that are out there. That's my tip today. I hope that's useful. I hope that's helpful. Thank you for listening to it. So now I'm going to pivot. I'm going to talk about immigration law. And if you're just tuning in right now, welcome, and welcome to our episode today of Deportation Defense Live. My name is Otis Landerholm. Really grateful for each of you, whether you're on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok. Thank you and welcome. All right? So the basics today, it's like you've won your green card. You've gone through that whole legal process, and congratulations, you won. But now your lawyer has advised you not to travel. It's like, why not? What the heck, right? It's like, why is that? I thought winning my green card meant that I could travel freely outside the United States and return without issue. Why am I getting advice not to travel? So here's the way it works, all right? And for most people, this is not an issue, which is why you want to talk to a lawyer, all right? But here's the way it works. When you get a green card, you have now been admitted legally as a quote-unquote lawful permanent resident of the United States. So you're now 100% lawful inside the United States, even if you do something that might violate the terms of your green card. You are now 100% lawful in the United States until an immigration judge says otherwise. Got it? And so if you do something, they can't take away your green card unless an immigration judge says otherwise, or unless you travel. Okay? So only an immigration judge can take away a green card and order the deportation of a person. All right? And they would do that only if you violate one of the quote-unquote deportability provisions, which are spelled out in the Immigration Nationality Act, Section 237A. All right? I'm getting into the technical law a little bit here today. All right? But if you travel, all right, when you travel, you can be subject to admissibility provisions again, which is a different subsection, Section 212A, which sometimes can cause a serious problem for you depending on your specific situation. Got it? And so that's the issue. Let me tell you a story to kind of put this in context. I had a client, and his wife and his child were sitting in my office here, and the wife's a U.S. citizen, the child's a U.S. citizen, and the client sitting here, he had his green card confiscated. He had his green card taken away, even though he has had it for years. Okay? Like since he was a child, for years. He had one conviction for simple possession of marijuana from back when he was 18 years old. Okay? Now he's in his 30s. Last month he traveled outside the United States for the first time, and on re-entry, Border Patrol confiscated his green card and now has put him into deportation proceedings. Okay? Like that fact pattern, it makes me mad. It makes me mad. It makes me angry. And yet, the way the law is written, Border Patrol, like, they didn't violate the law. They actually enforced the law as they're allowed to do. Right? And so it just makes me mad. It's like that client could have applied for citizenship before leaving, and he'd be a U.S. citizen today. Instead, he's got to fight for potentially years in immigration court proceedings, all right, and fight what we call LPR cancellation or other things. He might be eligible for a few other, there are some other arguments he could make also, but he has a strong case for an LPR cancellation case, an E42A case, which I don't discuss very often on this podcast. But it's like, oh my gosh, he could have avoided all of that if he had talked to a lawyer before traveling. And just don't go on that vacation with your family. Yeah, you got a green card, but that issue from when you were 18 causes you to be subject to inadmissibility provisions when you re-enter the United States, can cause a serious problem. Okay? So I want to explain the law in a little bit more depth. Is that okay, everybody? You guys with me? All right. Who is subject to admissibility provisions? Who? All right. It's basically three areas of people, three categories of people. Number one is people applying for a visa at a port of entry. They're entering through an airport. They're entering at the port of entry at the border. Two, they're applying for adjustment of status in the United States. They're subject to admissibility provisions. And three, for my client, returning green card holders if. Returning green card holders if, and there are six. One, if they previously abandoned their green card status, all right? They were outside the U.S. a long time. They abandoned it, all right? Two, if they were outside the U.S. for more than 180 days, Best advice for anybody with a green card, do not leave the U.S. for more than 180 days. 3, they engaged in illegal activity outside the U.S. They've got to be readmitted by Border Patrol. 4, they departed the U.S. while in removal proceedings. When you have a green card and you leave while your case is pending in immigration court, you got to be readmitted. Don't do that without talking to a lawyer. All right? That can be a bad strategy. 5, if you committed an offense referred to in Section 212A2, like my client had done, and 6 is if they attempted to re-enter unlawfully, which don't do that if you have a green card. Just enter the right way. Okay? So anyway, those are the people that are subject to admissibility provisions. And when you're subject to those as a green card holder, and if you have an issue from the past that makes you quote-unquote inadmissible, it causes all kinds of problems, all right, that you could have avoided completely if you had just stayed in the U.S., filed for citizenship, or gotten that issue waived or taken care of while you were here. So, bottom line, conclusion, my point, my purpose, my mission, my message today is if you are a green card holder, all right, and if you have any of those conditions, any criminal activity after getting your green card, any exits of more than 180 days after getting your green card, any departure while you're in removal proceedings, any unlawful activity outside the U.S., all right, talk with a lawyer, talk with your lawyer first before you travel, because travel might be risky for you. Sometimes the best advice is don't travel and instead NATS first, file for citizenship first, file for naturalization, we call it NATS, first, okay? Sometimes that's the right way to do it. So there we go. There we go. That's my message for today. I hope that's useful. I hope that's helpful. It's a pretty short and sweet episode today. I don't see that we've gotten any questions on any of our platforms, which is totally fine. If this was useful, if this was helpful for you, please go to our channel on YouTube, hit the subscribe button. When you do that, also click the notifications bell. You can get an additional notification whenever we upload additional videos with updates, news, things of that nature. All right, there's a lot going on right now in the world of immigration law. We are uploading additional updates, news, etc. You want to stay in the know, please subscribe to our channel. Please click that notifications bell. All right, and as always, if you have an immigration case or if you have questions about your situation, you want that advice, hey, please give us a call. We are here to help. We would love to help. Okay? My name is Otis Landerholm. I'm the founding attorney here at Landerholm Immigration, A.P.C., where we fight for your American dream. Thank you all so much for joining me today. All right? And I will see you next time on our next episode of the Deportation Defense Live. Thank you all so much. Have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.